The New Orleans D had nothing to be sorry about, and neither did these defenders. In today's No Apologies, presented by Proper number 12.
He hit him so hard and so clean.
A.J. Klein sack.
Donald is having a feast.
Ramsey jolted him.
Wow.
Throw comes out. It's recovered by Chuck Clark along the near sideline. Cardinals, Phillip Rivers. Touchdown, Ravens. The throw gets hit. It's a fumble. The ball's on the ground. It's Van Ginkel going to the end zone. Sacked on the play by Khalil Mack.
Then he just kind of ragged the offensive lineman.
It's picked off by J.J. Rock and roll. What? Pick six.
That's an INT. They cut it on his butt cheek and his back.
They've got an interception. It's Spillane with the pick six.
Smile, it's the NFC playoff picture. Now, this NFC West division, remember, has been intense all season long. The Cardinals, they need a win this Sunday in order to stay in this fight. But we also have to watch what happens with the Seahawks and the Rams this week. They both have very winnable games. So this one, another nail-biter as we go into the real Mike Robb report. Before that, though, the Cardinals, they're headed off to their game. They posted this on Twitter. We're off. QB1 is ready to go on their way to New England to take off the Patriots. So, Mike Robb report in full effect. Listen, Mike Robb, Kyler Murray has been dealing with a shoulder. He was off the Cardinals injury report today. Good to go for Sunday against Cam Newton and the Patriots. It'll be a showdown between those two #1 overall picks who've won the Heisman and have been known for plays that they can make with their leg. Whose running style will be more effective, Robb?
So you're going to ask me whose running style is going to be more effective after you talk about Kyler Murray getting off the injury report. Huh? I see what you're doing right there, MJ. Great job. So you already know I love both of these guys. But when you talk about effective, right? So what's effective? Some people think effective running style is more yards. I'm going to go with who scores more touchdowns or who gets more first downs in certain situational football. And I'm going to go with Cam Newton. Cam Newton's been playing out of his mind over the last couple of weeks. They're, 2-1 over the last few weeks or whatever the case may be. But they use him like another running back on the goal line. It's true 11-on-11 football. So I think Cam Newton will score a couple of touchdowns in this game. I think he'll have a few first downs in this game to move the chains and have explosive passes off of that. Now, when you look at Kyler Murray, he's more of a scrambler, more of a guy who can accelerate and get out of sticky situations. But he took a hit last week. You see what I'm saying? You just talked about him getting off the injury report. I'm very interested in seeing how quick he's going to take off this week. I mean, the New England Patriots, they do a great job of making you play with your left hand. Bill Belichick understands that this kid likes to scramble. So I'm assuming he's telling his defense to hit him if they get a chance to. So that's definitely what I'm going to be watching. But in this matchup, I think Cam Newton has the advantage just because of the design quarterback runs in situational football, MJ.
You know, Robb, I love that you brought up Belichick because what is one of the things he's known for is eliminating his opposing team's most dangerous threat. So, that eye on what they might do against Kyler, very important there. All right, Robb, thank you. Let's get to game theory with Cynthia Freeland. We're going to break down some potential stats this weekend. Cynthia, tell me if we should run or pass on the following. So first up, Josh Allen will throw for 286 yards, very specific. Run or pass on that?
So I'm going to pass on this one, not because I don't think he's going to have a good game, but because of his ability to run and the team's ability to run. The opportunity against the Chargers, they want the W. And what happens in my model is that they get off to a strong lead, which means they're not going to need to pass in the second half as often. So it's not going to be 286 yards. It's going to be like 270-something. It's still going to be good, just not 286.
All right, 270 and change. We can work with that. Josh Jacobs, is he running this week?
Oh, I'm definitely running with him doing that. But this could be like a first half or third quarter situation to have at least 70 rush yards against the Falcons. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to jump off to a high-scoring game. And actually, the difference maker in this one is how efficiently Josh Jacobs will be able to run. So those 3, 4, 5, 6 yards per clip, that's going to be a big, important factor in making sure that the Raiders win this game.
Ooh, his runs after catch, too. All right, finally, Justin Jefferson, run or pass on 76 receiving yards, Cynthia.
Okay, I'm going to pass on this one, but let me be clear, he's going to get in the end zone. I think that's a great opportunity. Without Adam Thielen, I think that opportunity is going to be more about mixing things around a little bit. A lot more Dalvin Cook, a lot more maybe shorter passes to tight ends. I still think Justin Jefferson will have a monster game. Don't be mad at me, fantasy players, just maybe a little bit less than 76 receiving yards, like 65 and a touchdown. How about that?
They can't be mad at you. You're giving them a heads up, Cynthia. All right. Thank you so much. We will see you later for some higher or lower scores. And everyone at home, you can have a say in this year's Pro Bowl vote presented by Verizon. The Pro Bowl may look different this year, but the best players will still be recognized. Show your love, cast your vote, and make sure your favorite players still earn their place on the 2021 Pro Bowl roster. Vote today at NFL.com/Pro Bowl. All right, now time for the bucket list presented by KFC. If you guys need a few notable matchups to highlight, here you go. We're watching Derrick Henry versus the Colts defense, Mahomes versus Brady, of course, and Khalil Mack versus Aaron Rodgers. And Rob and David, you're going to get a little deeper into all of these matchups. And what else you're looking at this weekend, guys?
David Carr, what's going on, big dog? What matchup you looking at this week?
So a lot of times we talk about players, but I'm going to look at it more from a schematic standpoint. And I think the Taysom Hill thing is fascinating. I think Sean Payton, we both really like Sean Payton, what he's doing there. But I think Vic Fangio is also a guy that can schematically take away some things. So, you know, now Taysom's played a little bit, played a full game. You got some film on him. I think Vic Fangio and Sean Payton, that matchup and how they kind of, the chess pieces, how they move those guys around is going to be really interesting to watch this week. So I'm definitely going to pay attention to that game.
David, it's interesting, bro. I didn't even think about this matchup. You're right, man. From an X's and O's standpoint,
Yeah.
I mean, you can almost say Vic Fangio's defense got Tua benched last week. I mean, you could almost say that when you look at the tape. Yeah. But the matchup I'm looking at, I'm gonna be looking at this heavyweight matchup right out there with the Arizona Cardinals and the New England Patriots. Okay, the receptions yards leader against the reigning defensive player of the year. I'm talking about DeAndre Hopkins going up against Stephon Gilmore. It's only the second time, David, in NFL history that type of matchup has happened. But the reason why I like this matchup is because, honestly, when you just look at it on paper, there's no clear advantage, right? It's not like when Stephon Gilmore went up against DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf runs a 4.2, 4.3. He's huge. You can see the physical differences. When you look at DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, he's taller, but from a speed standpoint, these guys are very, very much similar. So I'm excited to see this matchup. Stephon Gilmore has an interception already in the previous matchup, so I know DeAndre Hopkins and a new team is going to be looking to show Stephon Gilmore exactly what it's all about.
Great
so that's the matchup I'm going to be looking for. MJ, we're going to toss it back over to you.
All right, guys, and after the break, we're talking Steelers and Ravens. That game was pushed from Thursday to Tuesday. How can Baltimore push Pittsburgh to a first loss without number 8? We're also talking Titans and Colts with a special guest, Indy's number 28, Jonathan.